Good afternoon, everyone, or good evening, or good morning, wherever you are joining us from around the world. Welcome. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano. This is Frank, the Patriot Bald Eagle. Tonight we are drinking Dunkin'. If you would like to have coffee with us this evening, go ahead and hit pause on this video now, as this will be a lengthy discussion. I have been putting together a couple things. First of all, let's talk about what we're going to discuss tonight. Price increases. Price increases not just on food or other products. Price increases on insurance, housing, cars. Guys, the dollar is crumbling. It is crumbling, and I think a lot of people don't want to admit it, or they don't want to see it. I see it in a lot of comments. I see people talking about how prices aren't getting more expensive. The dollar is getting less and less, which is true. And we're starting to see that in a very disturbing way. We are, first of all, let me tell you my story, and then we'll go into what some of our viewers have been saying. Now, as I said in a previous video a few weeks ago, my car insurance went up $50 a month. Now, that's no easy fix, right? That's expensive. Makes it expensive to drive, to do what I have to do, to go to work every day. That's an extra $50 a month. So you might as well say, even if gas prices, which they've gone up too, gas prices went up 30 cents a gallon a few weeks ago, and then just went up another 22 cents a couple days ago. We're sitting at $3.39 now a gallon. I know if you're on the east or west coast, you can be like, well, that's pretty cheap. And it is, I know. Compared to what it's like on the coastlines, that is cheap. But when you start adding in $50 more a month to your bill, you might as well say, depending on how much you drive, say you drive 30 miles a week. Let's say you drive 50 miles a week. Well, your gas, and you're basically paying an extra. So if you're paying $50 a week or $50 a month, you break that down into parts, right? So you're spending $12.50 extra a week, which means that's like spending an extra $12.50 in gas a week, right? I mean, if you want to break it down that way. Either way, an extra $50 a month is $50 a month. That is $300 a year. $300 a year. And you could say, well, why don't you switch insurance companies? Why don't you call around? I have. I've called them all. I know a lot of you had made some suggestions, and I did call them. And the best that I was able to do was save about, I think it was $8 a month. And I called everywhere. And I'll tell you what, I feel like I am just straight up being robbed. And everybody is. I know when we talked about that in the video, we had several people that commented that yours went up the same. You tried to do what you could do, and that was it. Well, part of this video, I want to talk a little bit about health insurance as well. Our health insurance has gone up $140 a month. Now, that includes me and Jess. Okay? That is ridiculous. We're already paying a very high price, which I won't go into, but we're paying a lot of money. And then to have an extra $140 on top of that. Now, Jessica's insurance went up a little bit too. She has liability on her car, so it's not as much as mine that has full coverage. Oh, no, wait a minute. No, she has full coverage, but her car's paid off. Her car's been paid off. Mine is not yet. But hers did not go up as much because of that. It still went up. I think like an extra $25 a month, which is still significant. We keep getting a lot of comments. We get thousands of comments a week with people who are struggling to get by. I mean, this is the motivation for me to go into the grocery stores and find the best prices. Because although things are looking pretty ugly, I feel we can still all get by. I visit a variety of different stores. I've been trying to visit, stores that are cheaper clothing. We went to Gabe's yesterday. Well, I went to Gabe's yesterday. Very interesting store. I like that store. where you get new clothing for dirt cheap. I like that. Now, I love St. Vincent de Paul and some of these other places that we visited recently, but I can understand there were a lot of viewers that would rather buy new. I get it. I get it. And then, that way it hasn't been worn out and stuff like that. Although, you can find some pretty cool stuff at St. Vincent de Paul. Let me just say that. Let's take a sip of coffee here. I don't know if I said this before, but I'm drinking Dunkin'. Needed a nice, smooth donut shop coffee. It's one of my favorites. So insurance continues to rise. And part of the reason why I'm telling you this is because if your cycle, I know that health insurance kind of goes in like 6-month cycles, sometimes 3 months. I'm just telling you to get ready. Get ready, because that is a significant blow. Is that going to stop me and Jess? Absolutely not. We're still going to do our travels. We're going to do our travel videos. We're going to provide entertainment. We have something coming up here in a few weeks, where we're going to be going around doing different food reviews, some fun stuff to add some entertainment into some of these dark times for you. Because this is what we need to do. This is what I need to do. I need to, I've been getting a lot of comments lately on how I've been smiling in the thumbnails and stuff. I do kind of think about my thumbnails before I do them. I do kind of put a little bit of thought into how I'm feeling, and I want you to see that. I've been excited going to some of these places and focusing on great deals and great deals only. We know prices are going up. We know there's shortages. We know all of these things now. If you've been on the channel and if you're new to the channel, I've got almost 1,500 videos, 1,400 and something videos of documentation of how prices have gone up over the last few years and what we can kind of do to curb that. It's getting harder and harder. It's getting harder and harder, especially when we get slapped in the face with all these different insurance bills and stuff like that. But, it's something you have to have, right? Because the minute you don't, something will happen, right? That's my luck. So, always make sure I think this is a good time to kind of reflect, get out of debt, get ready for the future any way you can. If you can slowly climb yourself out of debt, you're going to be better off. Because as we start to see things crumble and we start to see different events unfold, things are going to get harder and harder to do that, and you don't want companies holding things over your head, right? The less and less debt you are in. It's part of the reason why we've been hesitant to buy a house, right? Housing prices, unaffordable. Now, as to where we could buy a house, I don't want to be house broke. And we don't want to give up our lifestyle either, right? We enjoy what we do. We enjoy going to Florida every 5 or 6 months. We enjoy going to Tennessee. We enjoy doing these adventures, right? And we work hard and set aside a set fund to be able to do that. I know when we go away, a lot of these things we talk about, some people joke around like, well, you're in Orlando and talking about saving 10 cents on a thing of bananas. Yeah, exactly. It's because of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars that I do save by buying the sales as we see them, why we're able to do these things. And you start adding in all the, I plan a little bit ahead. I do. I know I don't talk about this stuff a lot on the channel, but I do plan a little bit ahead. I make sure that we have what we need. I make sure that we are putting our money into the different funds that we need it to be able to do the things that we love to do. Jessica has her entire family, minus her mom and dad, live in Florida. So we like to visit them, and we have fun. We go to the parks. We have good times. We going to try and film more and more of that stuff as we go along. If you don't like what we're doing, well, we're going to try and make it fun. We're going to try and make it enjoyable, but me and Jess wants to do this, and so do I. Want to make sure that we're capturing some of our fun moments, if nothing else, just to look back and remember the fun times we had. And plus, we have a pretty huge fan base for a lot of the things we do in some of these places. I don't know. We're going to get more into what we're going to be doing here. I don't want to spoil anything. One thing I will spoil a little bit is I did go to Sam's Club today. I didn't notice any price increases, so that's good. I focused only on the sales. Only on the sales. And yes, I put another smiling photograph for that thumbnail because there are some good deals. There are some good deals. And I got to tell you, since I've been focusing just solely on the good things, I feel better. Talking about all this stuff, it's not so much with the coffee rants because I can kind of collect my thoughts, and a lot of the stuff that I'm talking about on here is some of what we get from you guys in the comments. But it makes my soul feel better knowing that I can literally just put these sales out here, let you know what's going on, and show you some of the ways that you can save money. Because with all these other things going up around the world right now, we're going to have to. And I feel like over the last couple of years, we've really been training well together. Not just me on here with information. And thank you for all of your great comments. Thank you for all of your heartwarming comments. All of your heartfelt comments, we really do appreciate it. With everything we do, everything I do, I always think of all of you first. I do, before I do anything. I think, well, some of these viewers aren't going to like this because it's expensive. Some of these viewers aren't going to like this because it's maybe you don't like used clothing. Maybe, and it's like I'm getting to the point to where our channel is getting so big that I'm going to just show things that I want to show and have fun on the channel and put it across as excitement. Because if I do that, I can remain focused by doing what I'm doing every day and keep it going. Because, guys, I'll tell you what, I know it, having a video up every day at 8:30 in the morning. Like I said, here I am in the war room, right? We're just sitting here chatting. This is easy. This takes no editing. I love it. I can sit here and talk to you guys, barely edit anything out of it. And then a 20-minute video at Sam's Club is going to take me an hour and a half to edit. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And when you're constantly listening to your own voice and you're talking about all the different price increases and shortages and all this stuff, it's like, I need to relax. Like today, I almost went into it again. I was like, there were some things that were some shortages at Sam's Club. I didn't talk about them at all. We know what they are. I've shown you in several videos. It's the same stuff. The bakery. The fruit and vegetables were a lot shorter than they were last week when I went. But they'll return, probably at a higher price. That's everything these days, guys. And I'll tell you, it's like, it's crazy when you think about some of these other things. I guess with the insurance things, because that hit me January 1st. I thought at first something was wrong with my bank account. And I found out it was my insurance company. They didn't call me. They didn't message me. Nothing. Now, I could have gotten my money back if I would have went with someone else, but I was at a furious rate making phone calls. And I'm one of them people that it takes me a second to catch my breath. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll call you back. Hold my, I'll also, how they always say, this may be recorded for your purpose or something. This may be recorded for future notice. And I even said to the person, I said, well, I hope this was recorded. I will be calling you back. And I do that for them and for me. Because I want to make sure that there's, for one, no screwy stuff like I call back and then all of a sudden my bill just went up another $20. Have you ever had that happen to you? Have you ever looked up something online and you see it's a great deal, like on Amazon or anywhere, and then you go off of it for like an hour and then you go back on and the price has gone up? That's why I do that. Because not that could happen, but that's how cautious I am about these things, and you should be too. So as far as, whenever your car insurance, relapse, for the next year or next 6 months, Ohio has started something also where you have 6-month policies. I didn't know that. So luckily I'm locked into a year policy. I don't want to have to deal with this every 6 months. I'd rather just deal with it on a year, right? As far as health insurance though, I'll tell you what, they're already getting so much money. And to tack on an extra, there's $135 more a month. I mean, again, knock on wood, it's not like we're going to the doctor every day. just, but it's not, it's nice to know you can, but I mean, that's a lot of money on top of what we already pay. So this is basically just a warning, letting you know what's coming. So if you haven't renewed your car insurance, get ready, because it's going up big time, 50%. 50%. Mine went up 50%. Health insurance is gone up. Now I kind of want to chat a little bit about what we've been hearing from you guys. Okay, let's take another sip of coffee here. Get ready for this one. We have viewers that have been talking about selling their car, not driving, that they can't afford it, and have been talking about it for a while. And we've gotten a lot of comments on this. I wouldn't be surprised. Just like the gas crisis in 2008 when everybody quit driving because the gas was $4.50 a gallon, $8 a gallon in California, right? Remember that? 2008? I do. I quit driving. I was fairly young and couldn't afford it. I mean, it was ridiculous. I let my friends do the driving. I'd give them $10 for gas, right? So I mean, we had to split it. That's how it worked. I feel like we're heading that direction again, but in a different way. If enough people quit driving, sure, insurance is going to have to drop. And I hate to say it like this, but if insurance gets too expensive for even health insurance, I feel, not me, okay, and you shouldn't, just work it out the best way you can, but a lot of people are going to be canceling. And if that happens, hopefully that drops the price. It's a bad thing that could work out to be a good thing. Now, I don't know. I haven't really put much thought into that. And I'm not saying go cancel your health insurance at all. Don't do that. But maybe try to work out a cheaper option. Unfortunately, we're not in a position where we can really work that out, right? And it kind of sucks. But it is what it is. We just have to grin and bear it, I guess, and just hope for the best for the future. But, we always talk about prices. I get that question all the time. Dan, do, new viewers, some other viewers, have I seen anything drop? Sure. We've seen some prices drop 10, 20 cents just so that they go back up. Example, I'll give you two examples. One I talked about before was Philadelphia cream cheese. Just an example. We saw Kroger go up to a whopping $3.59. Okay, yeah, it dropped in price. It went down to $3.49. I couldn't believe when somebody was excited about that. It dropped 10 cents, even though they were $3, a little over a year ago, all day. I remember when they went up to $3.19 and everybody was losing their minds. And this was right around the holidays. 2 years ago. Year and a half ago. Anyway, another one is, and one we always get comments on, the Ore-Ida fries. The 2-pound bags, $5.99 at Kroger. It's almost cheaper anywhere else to get them. Well, they went down. They went down in price to $5.49. So what was $3.99 2 years ago, and you could get it on sale, and little hint, they're on sale for $2.99 right now at Kroger. So you can get it for what the regular price was 3 or 4 years ago. I remember when they went up to $3.99 and people were losing it. I'll be honest with you, I'm not even a big fan of Ore-Ida fries. I just always point it out because we get hundreds of comments on them on the channel whenever I see a deal. They're going back up. They went down to $5.49 because they want you to see that. They want you to see that they can lower something like that, but it's going to go back up. And maybe not, but still, would you pay $5.50? Not me. $2.99? Yeah, I mean, I still wouldn't get them because I don't like Ore-Ida, but I do like, the hash browns are okay. Ever since we were introduced to that air fryer, that does help. I do like the air fryer. But guys, bottom line, we're going to continue to see prices go up on everything. Oh, big one here. We have a couple viewers that are talking about literally moving away from Florida because of their home insurance, the hurricane insurance, stuff like that, has gotten ridiculous. That people are talking about moving out of their homes because they can't pay for home insurance because of obviously hurricanes. Oh, I'll tell you. I know I've known one of you that has talked about that for a long time, and I'm really sorry to hear that. I know I do read the comments. I don't think I responded to that one. I'll usually just give like a heart or something. We get a lot of comments, guys. I do read through them, but for me to respond to all of them, it would take me all day. But know that we all love you, and we appreciate all your comments as well. It's the motivation to keep doing this, and it's the information that we're able to bring so quickly on the channel here that is helping. It has been proven. It has been proven. We have people on the channel that are even writing their grocery list to a lot of things we do, and I think that is so cool. I think that is really awesome. I need to get a new light. This thing keeps... There we go. For some weird reason, it'll just go to a different shade. But anyway, guys, yeah, you know, these things out. You know, we always talk about food and food prices and how much they go up in price, and yes, I believe they're going to continue to do so as we see to where, like right now, like we've said, you know, it's been kind of level, but we're seeing the sale prices go up, and you might as well say that the prices are going up because you're paying more on the sales than you've ever paid before, and that's everywhere. That's all over the country, all over the United States, some in Canada, some in Australia. Wherever we have viewers, we get some of the same stories from a couple of our viewers in Germany, Australia, Canada, the UK. We got a lot of viewers from the UK now saying the same thing. Beef prices seem to be going up all around the world. All different circumstances, yet the prices continue to get unaffordable. I don't know. Stay prepped, stay strong. Make sure you are buying up the sales as you see them. Guys, on a lighter note, I just wanted to talk about these things because it's been a lot in the comments lately. Wanted to discuss some of my thoughts on this, some of what me and Jessica are going through as well. And it's tough times. It is, but like I always say, we'll get through it. We'll get through it together. We got to make sure that we are paying attention to everything going on because, yeah, I mean, you know, with prices on everything, that's what I was getting at. It's not just food, it's everything. And now we're seeing it. Now we're seeing the huge increases. To give you an idea, my car insurance went up like $1.75 a month last year. Now $50 a month. And all these companies are like getting together or something. Or, what are you charging? What are you charging? What are you charging? Oh, well, let's all charge the same thing. That way we'll all win. That way they can't go nowhere. That way they're stuck with just having to pay this price. Now, health insurance might be something different, okay, for a lot of you. So you may want to look into that. But according to car insurance, at least for in Ohio here, yeah, I'm getting, I'm going to say a bad word there. Getting screwed, basically. I mean, that's still kind of a bad word. I apologize if you take that as a bad word, but really it is. There's no way to sugarcoat it, guys. It's crappy. It really is. And we just got to keep moving forward, and we will. We will. They can't get us down. They can't keep us down. We'll figure it out. We always do. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Stay prepped. Never give up the fight. Have a great night.